This is TV3 New Day. We mentioned that we have an exclusive conversation this morning with the administrator for Get Fund. In the last couple of weeks, a lot of conversations have gone on regarding Get Fund and students' ability to even gain access to scholarship, the issue about projects being funded by Get Fund and how that has gone so far. Well, we're lucky to have in our midst Dr. Richard Ampofo-Buedu. He's the administrator, and he'll give us all the answers that we require with regards to all these questions. Yesterday, a special forum was held, a Stakeholder Forum, where they talked about innovation and how that can drive, the forward movement of Get Fund and how it supports projects and scholarships all across the country. We're so honored to have you in the studios, Doc. How are you doing?
Great.
Yesterday was a good one. What was your takeaway from the Stakeholder Forum?
The positive criticisms and then suggestions that came from the panel.
Okay.
Yeah, we actually will reconsider them and then we will add it to whatever we have. That's the beauty of the stakeholders meeting. Exactly. We always go there and then we get something that is very meaningful to add to whatever we think over there.
What are some of these positive criticisms that you received?
The person who was representing the Association of Contractors came out with what the model that we proposed. That is the way that we wanted to complete projects.
Yes. We
were saying that we're going to grade contractors as A, B, and then C. He came out that the grading can be done, but if we're able to make payment, the C can also move up to A. Even though I don't believe 100% with him, it's something that it's also plausible. But based on the model that I brought about, it's got to do with time in the past, what I've experienced in there.
Okay.
From 2017 up to 2019, there was mass payment of contractors. Every contractor, we made sure that we pay. With as far back as their claims from 2013, paying up to. But you see, in the model that I was trying to put, if you were there, there were 5 reasons that we thought that could be the possible reasons for contract delay.
Okay.
One of them, and everybody would think that the contractors are not being paid. That's why projects are delayed.
Yeah.
But I was able to prove to them that from that time, from 2013 payments, those that the legacy projects, up to date, and I use the 6-unit classroom block as the basis of the argument.
Yes.
It is purely intellectual, but you will understand it.
Okay.
If contractors have been paid with a massive payment from all their arrears up to 2019, the 6-unit classroom block takes 6 months to complete. 6 months you're supposed to complete.
Yeah.
We paid contractors, and during that time, the payment where you bring your certificate, maximum 3 weeks, you get paid, and then you go back. There was 1,200 and so ongoing projects, the legacy ones at that time. Still, we have 797. Still not completed.
The legacy one.
The legacy
What
one.
has been the reason?
That is it. Because if it were to be because of non-payment, then we will not be arguing out this way.
Okay.
Because we've proven that we've paid contract. Even fast forward, last year, an amount of 686 million for contractors paid in September. So why is it that the 797 projects are still not completed? That is what beats my mind. And that's where we delve into it. And we are saying that it is not only non-payment of contractors that is causing this.
What is it?
We gave 5 possible reasons for contracts being delayed. And we skewed on to the contractor's ability, which is also a factor. And we've seen that is a major factor, the ability of the contractors to finish the project. We are not saying that the payment is not a factor, but we've done that in the past, and it didn't yield 100% result. 1,200, 797 still outstanding. There may be other reasons. And we are saying that, okay, the model that we are proposing, that we're going to use it, and we think that that will help in the completion process.
What's this model, and what are some of the proposals that you have made to fix this problem? Okay.
So first, we did the rate revision so that it will become economically viable for a contractor to go on. That is it.
All right.
We changed some of the features in even the 6-unit classroom. I'm using the 6-unit classroom as a prototype, a case study, and then we'll transfer it to most of the uncompleted projects that are in the system. For the 6-unit classroom block, we found out that state payment will be one option after grouping of the contractors, because we proved to them that some of the contractors are able to finish their project even before the contract duration, and we showed some that had completed within that time. So if it is for the completion stage payment, you go up to the lentil level before you can raise a certificate. This also came in because of last year when I got it. Somebody called him into a program saying that Get Fund is owing him, and there are 3 brothers that raised 100,000 Ghana cedis to do a project. And it took them long days for them to raise the certificate, and we've delayed. And because of that, the project will not be completed. And a whole lot of it. I just thought about it. A contract that is about 800. Your initial certificate that you are raising is about 100,000. It goes through the process, which takes about 2 months or so.
Yeah.
Before you are paid. Now the cycle is after 2 months, you go back with the 100,000. What is the certificate that you are going to raise after? So this is one aspect of it. They don't have the financial muscle.
They don't.
So for them, 100, they bring it back, take some money out of it, another 100. So it will take them so many months to finish. Some even is till thy kingdom come, because they've abandoned it and they will never go back to site. So this model looks at stage payment. You do up to the gable and you raise a certificate. So you cannot raise a certificate until you get to the gable. The gable is where they put the wooden and then the roofing.
And then the roofing, okay.
It is only in Ghana that contractor, one man takes all. He will just complete whatever.
The entire project.
So what we're saying is that we're going to give award notification, and in the award notification, it came out that Get Fund, we don't award contracts. We just fund.
You just fund, exactly.
So
that means that you come in after the award has been given.
Yes. There's a third party that does that. So now we're saying that if we're going to give you funding, these are the terms that you have to follow. And the term is come up to gable. With the gable, then in the 1 month or 2 months that you are chasing your money, there is a subcontractor. So we're going to nominate subcontractors that we're going to. The contractor is a manufacturer of roofing sheets. The manufacturer will come and they roof it. So by the time that you go, there is no time that has gone waste. You go back and then you go and complete. Now that you have your money, go and complete the project.
How are these contractors taking this?
How
are these contractors? Are they accepting this new model that you are proposing? Have you had a conversation personally with them?
We've had with the consultant because they are our agents, and they are supposed to relate to the contractors. Yesterday, we invited some of the contractors in there, and some said that it is a good idea, but we should also make sure that others get it. And in that thing, I also said that You see, the classes, it's not that some contractors will not get work to do. If the main structure is being constructed by an a B can take toilet facility where they can complete within that time. But first, the toilet and then the main structure will be given to one contractor. And they have to finish the 6-unit classroom before they go to the toilet. So we can split it.
Okay.
Yeah. You will be doing the toilet. Somebody will also be doing the...
But what's the conversation about Get Fund being involved from the beginning? Because again, like you said, they come to you for funding after the contract has been awarded. So then monitoring from beginning really doesn't sit at your table. That also is a major problem.
That is how Get Fund used to be. Monitoring wasn't even part of it. But we've now opened 3 monitoring division, and they now go and then monitor the consultant and the contractor too as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is being done now, and we are saying that even though the law does not allow us to come into the procurement processes, now we're going to make sure that you go by a certain terms, and we are proposing that even the contractor that you award, we are saying that at our end we're going to group them into group A, B, C. So we'll tell you that pick the contractor from A for the main structure, and B you can pick either A or B also for the second contractor from our database. You can also do it on your own, but make sure that that is the term. If the contractor doesn't get to the gable, he's not paid. One other thing that we're proposing is that the contract that the contractor is signing is also the terminating contract too.
Okay.
So if it so happens that the contractor is not pulling up, you can straight away nominate another contractor to take up so that the project goes on.
I see. So all these models that you have come up with, this is after the infrastructure audit that took place in 2018?
Yes. After the infrastructure audit was done because when I took over at Get Fund, we didn't even know the projects.
Okay.
That the project portfolio of Get Fund.
You didn't know?
No.
There was no handing over to you?
No. There wasn't any of such. We didn't even know.
How?
Yes, that is how the system. So it was after the infrastructure audit that we were able to get the numbers. We were able to get the numbers of contracts that have been awarded at Get Fund. I'm not going back and then playing a blame game, but I just want to look at the way forward, how things can be done. And after the infrastructure audit, because of the funding that we got out of the bond issue presently, we've been able to complete about 2,700 plus projects, which is very good. There was also this idea that projects, and we gave 5 reasons for a project being abandoned. There's one aspect of it that you find out, and I didn't get to know this until a friend of mine who was working very fast. A contractor at the same site told him that, Get Fund projects, and you are just in an account where in terms of no. You see, the more the contract delays, the more the rate revision, and the more economical, because it's business, the more the contractor gets more money on the project. So we are now saying that this model, if it works on, will translate it to secondary school and then the tertiary sector.
But while you're doing this, are there any challenges that you are also still facing at the moment that you hope can be fixed?
The obvious, the financial. We don't
because it keeps reducing.
It keeps reducing. The capping has affected us. But even with the capping, you should be thinking about the small money that you've been given. You shouldn't be wasting it, and that is where we stand. Every year that you delay the completion of a project, the more costly it becomes. We did a completion plan that was approved by Parliament, a 3-year plan of completion.
Yeah.
The following year, we went and then our budget was slashed. The previous year we had about 2.6 billion. The following year we got 1.8 You see that there's a drastic
What is the reason for that?
capping and realignment. And the government thinks that they have to use part of the levy for other important economical
What is more
support.
important than supporting education entirely?
You see, the 2.5 levy, 100% is supposed to come to us.
Exactly.
But that is something that has been, I'm not a policy
Analyst, okay.
analyst, and I don't implement policies. I don't initiate policies.
Okay.
It is something that is from the government level.
But what do you think? Should they give you that 100%? Of course, that would make things better. Have you raised this concern with whoever you have to raise it with?
Who wouldn't do that? Every day when I get to Parliament, I push this agenda.
Okay.
That I believe that GEFA should not be capped based on the need that it was supposed to be used, the levy.
Okay.
So that's where. But aside, the law has been passed that it should be capped.
Yes.
And now we are deep in that capping. So I'm looking at what is left. How best can we utilize it? And most of the projects that are abandoned, I've sat there and I've seen that we didn't pay contractors and they abandon it. Because
what would be their reason?
one of the reasons is that the project might not be economically viable again. So he thinks that I can't go in and then do that. Continue. It's business.
Okay.
It is business. So he thinks that he can't. And you see, what really happens always is that you go and then they show that get fund abandoned project. It is the funding that we do. The project implementation, that's the procurement and then the implementation, is done by the regional coordinating and the district assembly and then the other. So they are the ones that are supposed to monitor these projects. But it so happens that it is not the case.
Well, we know that GET Fund is not only focused on projects, but also providing scholarships for students. How does this system work so that if any student wants to get scholarship, they can go through it?
Okay, so over there to yesterday, there was some misconception and myth that we tried to unveil. 5% of our total inflow goes to scholarship, not more than 5%. So it is very tight. It is very tight. 41,000 students applied this year, and then we gave 4,200 plus. That is about 10. And I'm telling you, this is even the largest that we've been
that you've given.
Yes. It started somewhere in it started around 333. And even last year it was 1,000 something. About 1,000 around. And then we've increased it to 4,000. So in terms of percentage, this year we've even gone up.
Are they full scholarships?
No,
or these are partial scholarships?
It's for tuition.
For tuition, okay.
Yeah.
I see. So for anybody who wants to apply for full scholarship, there's a likelihood they won't get it?
No, we don't. Ours
do full scholarship?
Ours is basically for local scholarship. It's only for the
how do you select the beneficiaries? Is it about who you know?
This was something that was also proven there.
How was it proven?
You see, I always tell you, if you want to make sure that the human interface is reduced, you try as much as possible to automate. Initially, in the past, what was happening was they were coming there with their certificate. Somebody will come, kneel before you, cry. You have people of influence. Now we're saying that no, we don't want anybody to get fund. Just go through our online portal and then go through the process. The process is automated in such a way that, and I give an example, for this year, there was random selection of students with 4As and above. The system will pick 4As and above and then on its own.
No manipulation at all.
I would say that yes, no manipulation, but we know that there's nothing like 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, but I must admit that is how the system works. And then ladies, in terms of ladies who are 3 years and above, the system will also pick them. If you do this, does it show a party A color or a party B color in the system?
Is that what was happening before?
But no, I'm
before
telling
this
you
automation.
that.
I'm just asking that because you're saying that this show party colors.
I heard rumors even before I got to Get Fund. I had that perception. Hey, Get Fund with Get Fund. But I came in and I saw that it is not 100% that way. But we can make the process more better and efficient than what used to be. There was a lady, Madam Philippa, who is a member of the board. I quite remember when we were doing foreign scholarship. After we finished, he asked me, "Administrator, are we done?" I said, "Yes." She was just shocked.
Why?
Is that how it is done here? I said, "Yes." So let me tell you, if the opportunity wasn't given to me to sit on this, the perception that I had about Get Fund was very different.
Which is what? I mean, we've heard that politicians even enjoy better than regular students. And these are politicians who should be able to afford their own tuition to a large extent.
And last I also made that. You see, there are 4 different types of scholarship that Get Fund gives. One is the general scholarship that most of you know and that we're talking about. There's a second one, which is for the tertiary sector. They do that in order to train members of staff. It is done through GTech. There is a third one, which is professionalism and capacity building. In that, like the Ghana Fire Service, we sponsor some of their students, some of their workers abroad, because we found out that there's a specialization what we don't have in Ghana. Fire safety and something. We don't even have some in Ghana, but they need it. So we do that. When you go to, and I will tell you, you remember that Ghana won this legal tussle when it came to our marine, their borders or something of that sort. Some of them were Get Fund trained, the lawyers, because they went outside and then to train. And they defended the country. I can talk about so many specialization that we've been able to send people outside. Kolebu, there are specialization courses. When you are doing such a thing, the criteria will not be like the general one. There are the sponsorship 1, 2 that we do. Like when Prepper College went and then they won the robotics, it's a sponsorship. When Manfi Girls, they came to Get Fund, and it is that clause that some of the MPs had ability to go and then learn outside the country. Even those were not even done during my period, but I defended it because that is also a way of there's a sponsorship in there, and that is what they triggered. It was written by Parliament, and then they triggered it, and then they got that. They think that those ministers or the MPs, it was some MPs, they thought that the MPs are enjoying the brilliant but needy student type of sponsorship.
But you're saying that there's a couple of them as well.
Yeah, there's also something for them as well.
But so
I can tell you.
What is the percentage then? Because then we're looking at it as a lot of people, and I'm getting the message right now. Let me just read it.
Because they don't understand. These are the myths and misconceptions.
They don't understand what exactly?
What really pertains in Get Fund, the type of scholarship and sponsorship that they give. So
what percentage do you give to, for example, the general, so that we know that maybe for that we're giving them...
You see, it has always been...
2% of the entire 5% you're getting?
It has always been the general having the majority.
What percentage?
These are one of... No, in terms of... I don't have it, but these are one-offs. One-offs that happen.
The MP is a one-off? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And even when you look at that controversial list that came out.
With Honorable Adjasa on it?
With Honorable Adjasa, there were only 2. There were only 2. And even with that, the financials that they put there wasn't correct. if you want me to talk about it, then I can.
Let's go into it.
Yeah, the 88 that they found out. Out of the 88, 12 of them 13 of them didn't even get the scholarship. So there was no financial commitment. About 43 of them had wrongfully tagged financials. So for somebody that had about 2,000 sponsorship, they wrote it $20,000.
So it wasn't 20,000. It was
No.
It was what, 2,000?
We've already come out to disclaim that. Why is it that?
Why don't people believe you then?
Yes, because they keep on reinventing what they think that they believe.
Who are those? The general public?
I don't know. And you see, when that investigation even came in, it came out that even the Auditor General at that time said that he was the one who initiated the audit. But I was able to go on and prove that we paid for, in the same way that we did the infrastructure audit. I said that I've come to a system. I don't know what is happening. So please, audit and then give me a report on that. The report that came out, the exit meeting that we had, was up to 2016. Then they told me that no, if we go out and then put it out there as 2016 audit, it will mean like you are witch hunting. So let's extend it, because it was then in 2017, 2017-18 that way. Let's extend it to the 2017. And then it came, and whatever came in there, they bungled the 2016 and 2017 up, as if it is the new administrator who is even. I think you believe that this thing happened in my time.
No, it's not about whether it happened in your time or not. But even Honorable Kennedy Japan, for example, when the issue about Honorable Ajasafu came out, he was shocked, and he said that is the MP trying to say that she cannot even afford 22,000 Ghana cedis for her tuition, which means that clearly they are at an advantaged position. So if they are getting some of these funds, what about the needy students who cannot get access to scholarships?
I'm not trying to defend that sponsor, but I'm telling you that is how Get Fund sponsorship is done. We have 4. So they invoke the 4th one, which is sponsorship for them.